And I'm live. And I know most people are out. Most people are doing things. Most people, and I hope a lot of people, are memorializing loved ones that have been lost through the various wars. But I wanted to come on this morning, today, because of some issues that weigh heavy on my mind. And I don't know if I need the sunglasses, but I kind of am squinting. All right. So what's heavy on my mind? On my Facebook page this morning, I was looking for something Memorial Day appropriate for me to put up. My page, little personal page thing. And I went on to Twitter, and I see on Twitter our illustrious United States President. And hello, Bev, and hello, Marsha. And he's, sending out all morning long these vicious, ridiculous tweets about, really inane political things. His paranoia is showing. And it was just so disheartening to me. Okay? It was really disheartening to me. So what I did was I put something up on my Facebook page about the fact that, people gave, how many people gave. And like my daughter's friend who lost his life, and I will never forget what we had to go through with her when it happened. And for what? So I put it up on the page that some people gave, and basically, essentially, the stupid meme said, but Donald Trump didn't. And I made it a post that anybody could see. And one of my girlfriends, who's older than me, lives in Florida, and she called it disrespectful. She was very upset that I put that up on Memorial Day, when we are supposed to be memorializing those we lost. Okay, so I come on and I counter with, why don't you look at the president's tweets if you're talking about disrespectful? She comes back with that, that's bullshit on my part. And I said, well, I think that respect starts from the top. And we clearly don't have that. And, I really spent the morning crying over the loss of these people. I spent the morning feeling terrible that this is what these people died for. For what? For Donald Trump? So I'm going to compose myself. And it just gets me the hypocrisy of people on a Facebook page to call me disrespectful for being a truth teller about the fact that all these people, 6,000 people that went to Iraq, died not for democracy, not for the lie, but they died for power, control, greed, and oil. And I cry over it. And it is an environmental issue. Because every war we go to and every bomb we drop and every piece of ammunition that's built is for an environmental destruction, whether it be killing people or just destroying everything in its wake. Now that we've just, signed something that's going to be, how much? For more military? For jobs, right? For jobs. So the whole thing is, Kim says haters. They love, haters love to whatever. She's not, never in my life was this woman a hater. That's the thing. These are people I've known a long time. Something's going wrong here. And it's from the top. And that's what I've tried to tell her. And people don't want to understand that they are being lied to and used and abused. And yes, we've been lied to and used and abused my whole life. Every war since World War II has been a lie. And I'm not going to go so far as to say that everyone that's died in these wars has died in vain. But that's how I feel. And I goddamn well have a lot of respect. I have respect for those families that grieve. I have respect for my daughter that grieves. She lost people. All the people, all the parents. I just don't have respect for people that have fake patriotism. It's a lie. We are living a lie. And yes, We may not be able to get out of it, but we can live our lives so much better every day and maybe try to wake somebody else up, which is what I do. I put up a couple of good things today because it is an emotional day. It's that day where you think, my God, we've done all this warring and we're getting ready in the United States again to be the aggressor. We tried in Venezuela. We're trying to start a war with Iran because it is politically expedient for those that are in power. This has to stop. We're already in the Anthropocene. We're already seeing species annihilation. And can't we just go out with some dignity? Can't we just go out without this vicious rhetoric? And it comes from both sides. Don't get me wrong. Bev said she's been crying most of the day. It's an emotional day for those of us that really see and understand. When I think about those friends, old friends of mine that, they all go on their bike runs and they're so patriotic and all, but they're patriotic for what they've been spoon-fed for 50 years, my life. Marcia said, hopefully Tulsi will keep the anti-war movement, it will help the anti-war movement gain respect. It has to. We cannot keep making the same mistakes. What is that definition of insanity? To make the same mistake over and over? How do these things happen? Actually, look at Italy now. The right wing in Italy. There you go. It's like an infection. And it really hurts to see people that I care about and love telling me that it's not respectful to say something about that president. Hi, Chris. Hi, Larry. Hi, everybody that joined. But to say something about that president who is clearly the disrespecter in chief. No, I'm not going to keep you long on this lovely day. I'm sitting in the vehicle. I'm actually on my way to be a consumer and a purchaser at the gardening store because there are things I can't do without to make my home just a little bit brighter and a little bit better on a daily basis. And Larry, I love you. Larry has been my friend since 7th grade and he's joined us, so it's really cool. And Heidi says, I also come from a family of veterans, both sides, and so I agree with you. How about we are squandering our treasure of life for the sake of oil, the destruction of our environment? We need to urgently stop the military-industrial complex machine. And I love you too, Heidi. It's just one of those things I couldn't keep quiet about today, especially when this happened. So I put up Howard Zinn on my personal Facebook page, a very poignant article. And I also put up a quote from Tulsi Gabbard. Regardless of how you feel about Tulsi Gabbard, I've been following her for a long time since she started with the Off Act. She speaks truth. But that's the reason why in this country, in this corrupt country that we live in, which is not a democracy, we live in an oligarchy. We do not live in a democracy. We live where people believe what they are told, where the educational system is dumbing them down by the day. What do? We can vote. I hope that's enough for a little change, because I don't want to be a doomer and I don't want to be negative. Heidi calls him the illegitimate oligarch. Yep. And Tulsi is pretty great, Chris. I think so. I can't find things I don't like. And when people start to put her down, I say, geez, she was young. And she had parents that believed something. And when you grow up with a family that believes something, sometimes it's hard to shake it. But she grew up and she woke up and she realized that her father's way wasn't her way. And that's what's respectful to change. Chris says that's why they will not let her win. So I'm making a political rant on an hour, because there's a lot of environmental coffee house. It is not mine. It is a platform, and I had to use it today, and I thought I wanted to reach out to the Facebook community to say that respect the veterans. We have so much respect for the veterans, but we cannot continue sending people out to slaughter for oil and corporate greed. And if you have to do something, do it. Whatever you can locally. Just a little bit. Even if you think voting's full of shit, even if you think everything's rigged, that's, it's a very negative way. I spoke to a woman the other day, a friend of mine from town, and she tells me, I never vote. And I asked her, come on, you know how you feel. Things are going the way they're going. And she said, yep, I'm not voting. I'm not into politics. And I looked at her. I said, you're 65 years old. Do you know what women did? Do you know what women went through so you could vote and you don't? I'm not going as far as saying WASF today. Basically today was what it was. A bit of a rant. I am not happy. I'm sad. I'm sad for my daughter. I'm sad for all of her age group that lost people and the families so that this moron could be in office. Is that what they lost their life for? Think about it. Peace. Thank you for coming. Love you.